Hello pretties, welcome to Vivi. So today I was supposed to be doing my eyeshadow obsessions or using all my palettes, Project Pan, as my finale for palette week. However, I just need like a couple more days for me to be able to do a really good update, so I'm just gonna hold off on that. And so instead I decided to do a video that I am really looking forward to filming, which is doing all my makeup empties for the entire year. Before I get started with that though, please don't forget to like and subscribe to become a resident of Vivi. And let's get started with some of my declutters for this last 2 months, November, December, which are mostly all makeup tools. I had summer sponges to retire. I have 4. They're just all beat up, as you can tell, and they just needed to go. So I have 4 makeup sponges, and I have a couple of makeup brushes. I have this brush that came in a set from Wish. Yeah, this one, I never use it. This one also came in the same set. It's another fan brush, never use it. This one, I'm going to switch to my downstairs bathroom because this I think it would be good for like masks and stuff. I actually got a mask recently that would like you have to make and then like apply, so I think that would be good for that. Another brush I never use from that same set. I have a couple other brushes from that set that I'm really debating getting rid of, but not just yet. I have a couple of e.l.f. blending brushes. I have 2. Now, these brushes are actually not bad, considering they're only like $1 or $2. They don't leave any like streaking or anything. They perform well. I just never reach for them because I have other brushes that I just like more. And yeah, I'm gonna see if anybody's interested in grabbing them. I just gotta clean them up. And then I have a couple of Morphe brushes. I have this big powder brush. Sorry, not powder, but foundation brush, but I never use it because it's like it's a little too fluffy. It's a little prickly, so no. I have this like blush brush, and I was debating keeping it. Maybe it's like a powder brush, but I just have other powder brushes that I like more. And then I have this, it was supposed to be like a setting your eye makeup kind of brush. However, I have other brushes that I like for that, so I switched to try to use it like a highlighter, but I just have other highlighter brushes I like better than this one. So again, I'm gonna move on. And then this one's from, I believe, Japanesque it's called. It's literally like the flimsiest, like one of those like you'll find in like a 90s like drugstore kind of brush, and I never use it. So these just gotta go. They're not being used. And I really need to be more selective on when I keep it in my brushes, just because I can have these 2 containers, is all my eye brushes, and then I have all my face ones right here, but I just feel like I'm running out of room, and that's never a good sign. So I'm just trying to be a little more selective with that, making sure that I'm just keeping things that I'm, actually using. So if I go a couple of months without having to wash a specific brush, then, I'm not really using it, and I should probably move along. All right, so the items that I finished in this last 2 months that are not makeup related, I have the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream, the day one and then the night one, which, as you guys know, are consistent repurchases. I had finished this. My sister got it for me for my birthday, was it? I think in 2019, and I just finished it up. And it was just aromatherapy kind of like body cream from Bath & Body Works, and I really liked it. It was nice. It smelled really good. And then I finished another Supergoop everyday lotion moisturizer that I put underneath my face just to get some sunscreen. So those are all the items that I finished that are not makeup. Everything else is makeup, and I'm just gonna include it with everything else. So give me a second so I can remove this from my desk and start sorting through this, and then we can go through it. Okay, so I am back, and I'm actually really happy with everything that I finished. I'm gonna go over numbers at the very end, but I just want to quickly show you guys everything that I go through. And so we're gonna do this kind of speed round. I finished 2 nail polishes. I could have finished more, 100% honestly. I could have finished more, but I just wasn't. I was having a hard time with my nails this year. It's just like, just put it how it is. I finished 2 setting sprays. This one I have repurchased, and I've continued to repurchase. This one I would consider purchasing. The one for Countries is the Do You Glow one. I finished 4 fragrances, technically. I have 2 minis. This one's right here, and then I have 2 full-size ones right here. These were all like old presents that I've received throughout the years, and I'm just finally caught up on all of them, and I finished all of them. And now I'm down to 1 body mist. I'm gonna talk about this in my numbers, so let me stop. We gotta go through this. I got 4 mascaras. I've got 3 Lash Princess mascaras, which is my favorite mascara, and I have the Ulta one. I have by the way, I'm going in order of like least interesting to me to most interesting to me, so FYI. I have now powder, which I finished 3 of the e.l.f. HD powders. I personally don't use a lot of powder, but these are just so thin and the packaging is not really good where I feel like to keep the powder inside. I just feel like it kind of goes everywhere. I also finished the Essence Brighten Up powder, which is all broken, but it's this one right here. And then I finished the medium powder from ColourPop. So that was that single pan right there. I also finished a black eyeliner, which I'm super proud of this. And now all of a sudden it comes out, of course. But now I like kicked it back down and then it's gone. Anyway, eyeliner gone. For primers, I had 2 sample sizes of the First Day Beauty one and then the Milk Hydro one. And then I also had a mini deluxe size of the No Problem one. That one was okay. The one that I keep repurchasing is the Pretty Fresh from ColourPop. I just really need something more hydrating. And then I finished the e.l.f. Party Primer, which I don't know that it made a big difference. I actually prefer the HD powder from e.l.f. to do more of a blurring than the actual primer, but yay. I have the NYX Professional Makeup. This was a concealer, but I used it as a color corrector. It was slightly red tone. It actually didn't do much for color correcting, but that's what I used it for. I have the C8 Makeup Revolution concealer completely gone. I actually do like that concealer, but I just don't support the brand. So I have 3 ColourPop concealers. I have medium 22 from the no filter line, and then I have from the Pretty Fresh line medium 85, which I've recently just repurchased both of them again because I'm about to finish another bottle of this one. Like I'm really close on finishing it, and so I repurchased it because it was on sale. And yeah, and I repurchased that one because again it was on sale. For foundations, I have 4. By the way, that was 5 concealers. Technically 5 primers, technically, and that was 5 powders as well. Okay, for the foundations, I have 4. I have a mini deluxe from Makeup Forever. I have the Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation, Physicians Formula with Still Cruelty Free. I 100% repurchased that. ColourPop, I had no filter foundation. I don't understand this foundation. I've repurchased this twice now, and it's like I like it and I don't like it. I like it sometimes and at certain times I don't. My skincare routine has improved a lot, so I did like it a lot more towards the end of me having it when I was really like perfecting my makeup routine. But I do have really dry skin and it doesn't do a lot for that. Anyway, I have the tinted moisturizer from First Day Beauty. If First Day Beauty was still cruelty free, I actually would repurchase this, but it's not. So I'm actually glad that ColourPop came out with theirs because it was a really good way for me to like kind of jump over that. We have 2 lip liners, one in, ooh, the little tip just fell off it. Not that it was anything left, but still, you can't really sharpen it. I think it was BFF1, which I think it was a little too light for me. And then I have the Essence 01 Ready for Red, which is another red one right here. I actually really like the Essence ones. Okay. I'm gonna wait to do lips at the end because I feel like I just knocked that one out the park. So for bronzers, I have 2. I finished my butter bronzer, which again, if Physicians Formula was cruelty free, I actually would consider repurchasing this one. Although I don't like it more than the Milani. And then I have a cream bronzer from Milk Makeup, which is this one right here. And I really like that one as well. I actually would consider purchasing it if I'm in the market for another cream bronzer, which I don't know that I am. I finished only 1 blush, which was a little low for me. I usually finish about 2 to 3 blushes every year, but this year I was really focusing on that Milani one, which is very large, and so I was only able to finish 1, which this came in a duo from ColourPop, and this is in Siren. I love this shade of blush, but it's no longer in stock because that duo was like a limited time thing, and they don't have it, and I wish they would bring it back. Siren was really good. I really enjoyed it. And then I finished 1 highlighter, which was the Lunch Money highlighter. this was my partner's in cream. I know technically there's a little tiny little bit right there, but I cannot get it out, and I would kill someone if I used this again. I hated it towards the end. I just couldn't. But it was this highlighter right here. I have 4 shadows. Technically, single shadows. Technically, it's really 3 because this one right here, it was trendy from the Tarte Pro palette. I had depotted it when I decided to, throw away that palette. And I had hit pan on it, and then it fell and broke off. But I'm still counting it. I'm still counting as an empty. I finished Say What from Ulta Beauty. It was just a matte cream shade. I finished Ritz from ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. There's just a bit of crumbs there, but I actually really like that shade. And I have also Fade In from ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. So nice. It's always good to clear it out with a pan, All right, and now let's go for the overwhelming winner category, which was lip products. I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is okay. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 lip products. Okay, all right, so I finished 2 tinted lip balms. These ones were from e.l.f. I actually really like them. I don't particularly care for the shade Bear Kiss, which is the only one that it's available, but Smoochy Spice, I really liked it. It was really, really nice. But Bear Kiss is the only one that's currently available. I didn't like that color. I mean, it looked a little bit too cool toned, and it didn't look good. I finished, how many glosses? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 glosses. 5 glosses, which are Caramel right here. I have Vintage. These were both from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have the Fenty Glow, the original gloss bomb. I have what is this? Dust to Dust from ColourPop. It was a sorry we're late with your order kind of purchase thing. And then I had the e.l.f. and Elisa Ashley lip gloss. I actually really like this one, but it's completely gone. Also, the smell was changing, so it looks like there might be one more application in there. All right, the smell was changing though. It does not smell like it's good anymore. But yeah, that one gone as well. I don't like to take the stopper out of my lip products because they're so messy, and it's too much trouble. I finished 1 bullet lipstick, which is the Urban Decay in the shade Cardinal. It was the Comfort Matte formula. I actually really enjoy this formula, but to be honest, I'm not going to spend $20-something in the bullet lipstick. I'll just buy one from ColourPop for $7, $8. Just not worth it to me. All right, and let's go now to liquid lipsticks. I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liquid lipsticks, full size, and 3 deluxe size. So I had this set from Bare Minerals that I bought. It was a quad. It was like a 4 set. It was like neutral shades, and I finished 3 of them, which was Believer, Keeper, and Undercover. Just love getting this out of the out of my collection and lower my numbers. I also finished 2 other Bare Minerals in a Weekend and Boss. I actually really love Boss. It's like my favorite kind of nude shade, but I don't know that I would repurchase it. But 2 full size, completely gone. So nice to have that. I finished 2 from L'Oreal Los Angeles, which is Topless and Jaybird, which this was the original ones that came out the day I bought this, the day they launched. The first liquid lipstick she came out with, I think when she came out with Nude Patootie, I think that was 2018, so maybe it was 2017. So this had to go. These are old. Another old one, but I'm glad I got out. And it's a bright wine red. I'm so proud of this. And it was BAM. This was also L'Oreal Los Angeles and ColourPop No Kill LA collab that came out, I think it's one in 2017. This one came out with Ritz, the Super Shock Shadow. So I am glad I got those out of my collection. I only have 2 things left from that whole collection because I got rid of all the other lips that were in it, because there was a quad of Super Shocks and trio. So anyway, I'm glad. I'm super glad. This is like huge milestone for me to finish a red liquid lipstick. Come on, girl. like pat on the back, good job. So as you guys can tell, I just run through lipsticks. I could have definitely finished at least one more lip gloss. I'll show you which one because I have it right here. The Ulta Beauty one. There's like a little bit left and it's really mostly on the sides, if you can see that. I could have finished it in time for this, but I didn't. And it's okay. I just didn't want to force myself to wear it because I just didn't feel like it. And I haven't been at work for the last week or so, a little bit over a week now, and I just didn't feel like it. I'm sure once I get back to work, I'll take it to work one day, and by the time the day's over, I'll be done with it. But anyway, that is it, and let's share some numbers. So let me be right back to put all of this away, and then let's do that. Okay, I'm out of breath. I had to go downstairs to get my charger, and I'm like out of breath. Okay, so I have two different things I want to compare. First, I just want to look at costs, and for foundations, I finished, like I said, 4, and it came out to a total of $54 for that. For concealers, I again finished 4. I don't think I counted this right, because it says that I finished 4. Oh, one I counted as a color corrector. Okay, I figured it out. So with the concealers and the color corrector, I have a total of 5, which came out to $32.69. For primers, I technically finished 5, and it came out to $22. But again, 3 of them were like deluxe size, so sample size. For bronzers, I finished 2, and they were $30. They were each $15. Blush, I finished 1, and it was $4. Powder, I finished quite a bit of powder, and it came out to $27. It was 3, 4, 5 powders. Highlighters, I finished 1, it was $8. And for setting spray, I finished 2, and that came out to $19.99. All right, for mascara, I finished 4, and it came out to $16. One of them was the free gift with purchase, so I just marked it down to $1. The other ones were $5 from Lash Princess mascara. Eyeliners, I finished 2. I finished 2 eyeliners. Was one of them one of them was a declutter. Okay, so technically I only finished 1, sorry. And that was $5 from ColourPop. Single shadows, I have down here 4, and they came out to $21. And eyeshadow palettes, I decluttered 2, but that doesn't count. All right, for lip balms, I finished 2. They were $2 each, so $4. Lip liners, I finished 2, and it came out to $7.50. Lip glosses, I finished quite a few of them. Let me double check that. Okay, one of them was a declutter, so let me not count that. And that came out to $56 worth of lip gloss. That's a lot of lip gloss. Okay, let's see here. For bullet lipsticks, I finished 1. It was $18. And for liquid lipsticks, let me take out the declutters. I know it's a little messy the way I'm describing these guys, but $91 worth of liquid lipsticks, which I'm pretty happy with that. That's a lot. Nail polish, I finished 2, and it was a whopping total of $4. $4. For fragrances, I don't have amounts because most of them were gifted to me, and a lot of them are discontinued, and so I just couldn't find them online anymore to get some kind of like pricing. So there's that. So total of everything, give me a sec, it's gonna take a minute. Okay, so the grand total of everything I finished up this year was $420.19, which I'm pretty happy with that. I know it's not a lot, like a lot of people have like over $1,000 and things like that, but I'm also not including skincare or my fragrances in those amounts. I'm just putting strictly all makeup, and I'm happy with that. A lot of my collection is more in the affordable side. I don't like to overspend for my makeup, so I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. So the other thing that I wanted to compare is how many products I finished compared this year to last year. So So I never did this before where I kept all the empties like I did this year, and it was just mostly for show and tell. The reason I kept it. But I did keep track of what I did finish, when I finished them, in what month, and how much total. Now, something that I didn't do in 2019 that I did do this year is determine which ones were declutters and which ones were actual empties. So these numbers are going to be a little uneven, and I'll do a better job next year now that I have those comparisons. But in January of this year, I finished 6 products. 2 of them were declutters. I decluttered 2 eyeshadow palettes in January of this year. Last year, I finished 4 products, which sounds pretty accurate. And then in February, I finished 6 products with 1 declutter, so 7 items total out of my collection. And in February last year, I have here that I finished or got 5 products out. In March, I got 16 products out of my collection. I believe most of them were declutters from nail polishes, so there's that as well. And this year I got 9 items out of my collection, 3 of them being declutters. So, and they were in different areas where that happened. In April of this year, I finished only 2 items, so it's a little sad. In comparison, April of last year in 2019, I got 6 products out. In May of this year, I completed 5 products total. May of last year says that I got 6 items out of my collection. That seems pretty much the same. June, I got 6 products out of my collection, no declutters as well. In June of last year, 2019, sorry, not last year, but 2019, I got 5 products out. In July of this year, 2020, or this last year, 2020, I got 6 products out of my collection, 2 of them being declutters. And in July of last year, I got 15 items out of my collection. I am going to assume quite a few of them were declutters. I just don't, like I said, I don't know where. August of 2020, I got 4 items out of my collection, 1 of them being a declutter. And in August of 2019, I got 4 items out of my collection. If there was a declutter somewhere in there, I don't know. September of 2020, I got 7 items out of my collection, no declutters, so they were completed items. September of 2019, I got 10 items out of my collection. Not sure which ones were declutters and which ones weren't. Again, I wish I would have kept track of that in 2019, but I didn't. In October, I got 5 items out of my collection, all completed items, no declutters. And in 2019, I also got 5 items out of my collection. In 2020, November, I got a whopping number of 1 out of my collection. I had 1 completed item in 2020, which was pretty pathetic for November. And for 2019, I got 12. I am fairly certain that a couple of them in there were declutters. I just, again, don't know where. And for the month of December, I finished 7 items out of my collection. And it got 10 from 2019. Again, I'm pretty confident some of those were declutters. I just, again, don't know where that happened. And then the other thing that I want to compare is the kind of items that I got out of my collection. So for base, and that essentially means foundations or tinted moisturizers, I got 5 products total from 2019, and from 2020, I got 4 foundations out of my collection. For concealers, I finished 4, and in 2019, I completed 7, which is quite a few more. But I also know that I was buying like smaller concealers, like the Makeup Revolution ones and like the ColourPop ones. Those used to only have, I think one was like 0.12 or point something, it's really small, and the other one is 0.17. So we're a lot smaller, which is, I've switched to a Pretty Fresh one, and those Pretty Fresh ones have 0.30. So it's just significantly more product that the one that I'm currently buying has. So that kind of makes sense, I guess. So concealer 7 in 2019 versus 4 concealers in 2020. Color correctors, I have here one in 2019, which I'm pretty confident was a declutter that I gave it to my sister because I wasn't sure if that was the right shade for me, that it was too dark. And my sister's significantly darker than me, so I thought it was going to be a better fit for her. And then I finished the one color corrector, which was the NYX one. For primer, and that was in 2020. Sorry. Primers in 2020, I finished 5. I know a lot of those were sample size or mini deluxe, so there's that. And for 2019, we're looking at just 1. I really wasn't much into primer in 2019. That's something that I've recently gotten into this year, so I'm actually not surprised those numbers are low. So, yay. All right. For bronzer in 2020, we finished 2, 1 cream, 1 powder. I'm totally okay with that. In 2019, I did finish 3. I'm telling you guys, I went through bronzer. I was really trying a lot of bronzers in 2019, and it just wasn't it. For blush, I completed 1 in 2020, but I finished 3 in 2019. I do like blush a lot. I do pile it on. It is, aside from concealer, my favorite part of my facial, like my face, like base makeup routine. Like I love that. All right, for powders, I have here that in 2020 I finished 5, and in 2019 I finished 4. I would expect the number to stay somewhat consistent moving forward, as I've decided that I really just need the e.l.f. HD powder, and I do go through it somewhat quickly. There's just not a lot of product, and it's so loose in the packaging. It's not really good for storing it, for like keeping all the products inside. So there's that. Highlighters, I finished 1 highlighter in 2020, and it says here that I finished 1 highlighter in 2019, but I'm pretty confident that might have been a declutter. I'm like pretty confident because that was the first highlighter that I've ever finished in my life, ever. For setting sprays, I finished 2 in 2020, and in 2019 I finished 4. Yeah. Primers, for eye primers, I finished none in 2020. I've pretty much been using the same 2 all year. But I'm about to finish one of my eye primers, and in 2019 I finished 1. Mascaras, I finished 4 in 2020, and in 2019 I finished the same amount. Eyeliners, I finished 2 in 2020, and I finished 4 in 2019. I'm pretty confident a couple of them were declutters, but single shadows, I finished 4 in 2020, and I finished 3 in 2019. It says here palettes and eyeshadow palettes, but I'm pretty confident those are declutters, so I'm not gonna count it. I'm just gonna go to the next one. Lip scrubs, I finished 1 in 2019. This is a category that I'm getting rid of for my collection. I just don't use lip scrubs, so I finished none this year because I didn't have any. Lip balm, I finished 2 in 2020, and I finished 3 in 2019. Seems about the same. Lip liner, finished 2 in 2020, and I finished, what is that? 1 in 2019. That sounds about right. I like lip liner, but not that much. Lip gloss, I finished, it says here 6 in 2020, which, yay. And in 2019, it says here that I finished 10. I'm pretty confident I decluttered quite a few because I had a couple lip glosses for a while that I didn't particularly care for. And I'm pretty sure one of those lip glosses was a declutter as well from 2020. For lip crayons, I finished 0 in 2020. And I've finished 4 in 2019. Again, pretty confident some of them were declutters, but bullet lipsticks, I finished, it says that I finished 3 in 2020. I'm pretty confident I had 2 declutters and then one actual bullet lipstick that I finished up. And then for 2019, it says that I got 11. So yeah, no, definitely some of those were declutters. Liquid lipsticks, I says here that I finished 10. I know for a fact a couple of them were, declutters. And in 2019, it says here that I finished 5. Maybe. Nail polishes, I only finished 2. But it says here in 2019 I have 15. I know for a fact I cluttered a lot of my nail polish collection in 2019. A lot of them had dried out completely and expired. Others I just didn't care for, so I gave away. And I've recently been getting more into nail polishes back this year. Fragrances in 2020, it says here that I finished 3. It's actually 4. I'm not sure where I miscounted one somewhere. Because I have 4 left, like 4 little bottles. And then for 2019, I had 3. So I am going to make some changes. I am no longer going to be counting some categories, and I've recategorized some categories as well, like lip balm, and like it's not longer, or sorry, lip crayon is not really longer a category that I'm going to count. Lip scrubs is no longer going to count for me. Fragrances, I may potentially keep, but I know that I am taking it out from my goals for the year. So there's that. All right, guys, that's it. We went over a lot of stuff. Overall, I did finish, I gave myself the goal at the beginning of the year to try to finish 50 makeup products in 2020, and I finished 50, math, and I finished 56. And decluttered 9, so a total of 65 products that were out of my collection in 2020. I'm giving myself the goal in 2021 to only finish 30 products. The reason for it is because I do want to get more use out of my collection and get more like half-used products, so that I can try to, just get a lot more use in total out of my entire collection. So, just wanted to put it out there. So, yay, that's it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Gonna go and edit this now, and have a good one. Bye, guys.